So this video is talking about when you can withhold the holding deposit. Effectively, when the tenant has done something that forfeits their holding deposit, and that can be retained either by the agent or by the landlord. We would highly recommend you have in your terms of business with your landlord a clause saying whether you will keep the holding deposit, or whether that holding deposit will go to the landlord, or whether you will share 50-50 or something like that. So I would recommend you have that in your terms of business. What are the reasons that you can actually withhold that holding deposit? Number one, if the tenant pulls out. So to stop tenants taking properties off multiple agents and then deciding which one they want, the holding deposit is like skin in the game. And if they put down 4 holding deposits, they will lose 3 of them, because if they pull out from the tenancy, you will be able to keep the holding deposit. The second one is where the tenant provides false or misleading statements. Now this one's quite complicated, so we're going to do a separate video on exactly what false or misleading statements mean, so watch that one. The final one is a bit like the previous video where we were talking about the deadline for agreement. And because you have to go from taking the holding deposit to signing the contracts within a period of 15 calendar days, the deadline for agreement, you have to give it back if it is the agent or the landlord that pulls out and doesn't make that 15-day deadline for agreement. But similarly, if it is the tenant that is dragging their feet, they're not getting their referencing back, their employer isn't responding to your requests for information, for example, then if it hits that 15 days, they forfeit their holding deposit, you can move on to the next tenant.